Hello, y'all. This is Terry with CU Bands and Fans podcast where musicians tell their story. I am here with my amazing co-host, Zach Wedup. How are you, Zach?
Really good.
Good. And our music guest tonight is Tim Jenkins. And Tim has been in several. He's a drummer, vocalist for the Wiseguys, and also he's been in Alex Jenkins and the Bombers, which was the music that you just heard. You can find them on YouTube. And I will have the link to YouTube, Facebook, and all things Tim Jenkins on our on this podcast. So how are you, Tim?
I'm doing well. Just chugging along every day.
That the way we all are.
What do they say? Getting old and entering the golden years. I guess that's what the saying is.
Yeah, I think we're all there. We're all there. It is what it is. So, how long have you been playing music? And what you play is drums, but you also sing.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I'm 64 right now. Going to be 65 in February. So, going way back to when I was probably 15, 16. I come from a musical family. Zach knows. I don't know. You might know too my background with my older brothers. I have brothers in this business, Alex, Ben, and Don. But I've been playing as far as in a band, going back to like I was 16 when I first started. Of course, I started off with all the hand-me-down drums from my older brother because he's a drummer also. So I would get, when he wanted a new set of drums, I would buy his old set from him, which I had. I wished I had some of those back, and he always says that too. But as far as playing, I was in some local bands. I played a lot with my older brother Alex. I call him Wayne, but we played a lot locally around here. I went on the road. I did the lounge thing with my brother Ben also in the early 80s. So that really probably was the beginning of where I want to look at it as, I wouldn't call it professional, but a step up from a garage band or whatever. And that's where I really honed my skills at right there. So that was the beginning of it. Because when you're out there playing that lounge circuit like that, you're out there playing 6 days a week and traveling from one place to another. I'd been in a few other cover bands. I played a lot with, like I said, with my older brother, Wayne. I owe a big debt of gratitude to him and my other two, all of my brothers actually, for, where I am now as far as styles and experience. That's what I'm looking for there also. And I played in a lot of cover bands around here. Let's see if I can name a few. Top Shelf was one. That was probably in the 2000s. We did a lot of covers of just classic and 90s rock and roll. I was in some other cover bands. I did, and like I said, I was on the road with my brother Ben. We done the lounge circuit. I'd been in. You ask a musician how many bands to name their bands and the stuff they've been in. It takes a while to get that to come up,
especially when you got that long of a history.
But as far as what I want to call taking a pro approach to music, I have to say is when my brother and I, Alex Jenkins and the Bombers, got together. So we made a living from playing music for years, them more than myself. But Alex and I, it got to the point where, you reach that point where, you want to play some of your stuff that you write and record your own. And that's where Alex and I decided to do that. So that's when we went under Alex Jenkins and the Bombers. We released the 2 CDs. I sent you pictures of. I do have a couple I got some copies of them here, but I did
Yeah.
send you pictures of it. This here's our first one. This is our second. These are all original tunes. Alex wrote the majority of these. One of my originals is on the first one, and we were in the process of doing our third CD, which I had wrote the majority of the material for that one, and we already went in the studio and had recorded most of it. But unfortunately, that was in 2020, and when COVID hit, and he got COVID, and he ended up passing away from it.
Oh no.
So, as far as the music now, my tunes, I went ahead and I went back into the studio and I used some different local musicians to do some work for me. I got some with Alex still on guitar. I got Billy Galt from the Blues Deacons. He did fantastic job. It's like there's a guy right there that knows blues, and when you tell him what you're looking for, I mean, he just nailed it. So I'm really grateful for that. We, as far as band, we played over in Champaign a lot. I sent you this. You remember that? I don't know if you
I
guys
do.
remember this. This is my first
I got a bunch of
blues
those.
brews. I still got this. Is my favorite iced tea cup, and
Yeah.
some brews once in a while. But that was really a turning point for Alex Jenkins and the Bombers and myself doing that blues festival. It was fantastic, and
That
from
was
then
one
on,
that was one of our
go ahead.
greatest
I'm
blues.
sorry.
That was one of our greatest blues fests. It
It
was
was.
sad when that stopped.
It was down. You remember it was downtown where Confusion and where the new stage and all that. That's where that was.
Yeah.
So that, and we did. We played a lot in Champaign. By the way, we did a lot at Alto Vineyards. We did that. We competed in the Blues Challenge over there at the High Dive. Is it the High Dive?
In
We did one in
Champaign.
Memphis on Main.
Yes.
We did
And
one of those at Memphis on Main.
Yeah, so it was
that's
Memphis
the
on
year
Main.
that.
Memphis
Yeah.
on Main, Zach?
Yeah.
Memphis on Main. That's what it was. That right there. That's the year Hurricane Ruth ended up on top on that. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was okay because it was great experience, and she's a great artist, by the way. I would
Yes.
never take anything away from her. In all the artists that competed in,
Yeah, she
which
is.
I hate, and I hate using the word compete. It is what it is. I mean, a blues society is looking for their best chance to represent that blues society in this International Blues Challenge in Memphis. Well, fast forward more, we ended up going. We competed in Peoria, and we did win that one over there. I did send you a copy of the plaque that
Yeah.
we had won, and
In
it was in
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
And I'd have to say, as far as something that's going to be memorable in all my years when I'm through playing, even up to now, is going to be that, and also the help that the stuff that like the Prairie Crossroads Blues Society with Bob and Rich Sabelli was and Zach. All you guys were great promoting the blues over there, and we're when you're before all of that, when you were blues like playing over here, it was a hard sell. I mean, but believe it or not, I've been playing blues since I was younger with my brother Alex, and we couldn't do it all night long though. We would have to sneak it in, and that's where I learned a lot, and a lot of my influences come from blue playing those songs. Everyone from Albert King to Muddy, Albert Collins, BB, Buddy Guy. I mean, the list goes on and on. And I mean, it just progressed from there to where I'm at now, which I love a lot of the newer blues acts out there. That a couple of them's on my bucket list that I plan on going to see, which one of them being Albert Cummings. I really like his music a lot. And Altered Five Blues Band. I really like them guys a lot too.
So in 2019, when you won the Illinois, what was it? The Illinois Blues
The
Challenge?
River City Blues Society.
Yeah. how many bands and artists were there? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was over in Peoria, by the way, on the riverfront. That's when they had the blues festival too going on, and they also had the blues challenge there at the same time. Oh, there was at least 6 bands that we competed against, and they were all great bands. Any of them deserved to be there, and it was just our time, and I'm ever grateful for that opportunity and them have sent us down to represent them. And then when you go to Memphis and compete down there, that's really something. Which I'm sure you've both been down there for that.
No.
And I have to back up here. That is actually the second time that I competed down there. Believe it or not, the first time was in like 84, something like that. Alex and I had went down there. We were called the Jinx Band, and we competed. This was back before they had the blues societies, and it was structured as to where they had challenges. It was back then anyone could compete, and it was all held at the Virginia Theater. Not the Virginia, but that theater right there.
Okay, picking up where we left off, we lost a little Wi-Fi there for a minute. But Tim was talking about the Memphis Blues Fest. So you want to take it from there, Tim?
Yes. Yeah. My first, like I was saying, I had backed up a little bit. My first time down there was like in 84, 85. And that's back when that was before blues societies had to have challenges and get a representative band to go down. It was open to everyone. So my brother Alex had just sent in a couple songs, original songs, and they accepted it. And we went down there and competed. And back in those days, it was all on Beale Street at the Orpheum Theater. I think that's the name of it. It's still there. And all the bands competed there over a 2-day thing, as opposed to how it is now where they break it up and there's so many bands at different locations up and down Beale Street.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so how did you come out of that one? Did you
just we played and all I remember is, I don't know, maybe we went to this next round and that's all I could remember. It was really back then. That's back when they first started doing that, actually having the International Blues Challenge then. And it was real early in the infancy of that thing, that challenge thing going on down there. So I think they were still trying to work everything out and get it more organized better even. But it was a great experience. And there were, back then too, I remember walking on Beale, and that's when B.B. King's place wasn't, they were just opening it then. And back then, all the legends were still alive, most of them. And I don't remember seeing any of them down there. It's been a long time ago. It was great, though. It was great. It was a great experience.
Now, is Ben your brother?
Yes.
Okay. Because we had a podcast with Ben, 2 years ago?
I think so. I remember it.
Yeah.
He's in my band, the Wiseguys. He came in with us about a year ago, and we're doing a lot with that band. We do a lot more covers in that band. I'm doing a couple of my originals in there though, and like right now, we tried to gear more towards more 70s classic rock, more blues rock based material. But it's like the music. It's like I'm a boomer, and we're getting up there, and a lot of them just isn't going out as much anymore. And what's ironic about it is there is so many more places now, especially over here, to play at, and it's like there's not enough people that's going out and supporting them all. And back in the day, back in like the 80s and 90s, and even into the 2000s, certain point, there wasn't as many places to play. And as far as blues places, there was nothing over here. We would play in Champaign, either at, I remember going actually even to the, do you remember when the Blind Pig would have the blues jams back in, was it 80s, 90s or something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
When did
that's,
Ike Mapson open his place?
yeah.
Oh,
And
really?
And
Wow.
I do remember going to even Mabel's and seeing a couple bands performing over there. If we wanted to see blues, and what I'm in other words, from over here, we had to go to Champaign-Urbana because that's where it was more happening at. I mean, I remember when Kilbourne Alley, when they first started out, and they were playing over here at this one local establishment that's not there anymore, and it's like it was those days were tough for blues bands back then.
But
It was tough.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's in the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s. Um, Live music was just like the thing up on campus, all over, everywhere. That was the thing. And then it became DJs and disco, that kind of thing. And then it came back to live music. Now, currently we have so many bands, so many of all genres, completely all genres. And but I don't think the venues are as many as they were when we started CU Bands and Fans. Would you agree, Zach?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, we've lost a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's truly, truly unfortunate. But I mean, there's a few places in Tuscola that have opened up. Um, our good old standby stationary places like the Pink Pig, those places totally shut down and aren't having live music at all. I mean, because they're not even open. So there's just, but when we had Ian Shepherd on our podcast, he talked about an ebb and flow, and he couldn't be more right. That's how it works. It's just sometimes it's like this and sometimes it's like that. And then it'll go back up and then it'll go back down. But the majority of listeners and patrons are our age. And that is mostly who we have following on our page. And they're the ones that go out and have a drink and buy dinner and dance. They're still dancing. I don't care how old we are. They're still getting out there and dancing and enjoying live music. And so I mean, the younger generation's mostly, cell phone oriented and
Yeah.
bars and sports bars where they can chat and talk about sports and things like that. So our generation really is the one that's holding it down for live music. And go ahead.
I wanted to mention too that some of the other, like we still play over. We did the Friday night live over there. We've been doing that for the past few years. We used to play over at what's the bar in Urbana down by where Corson's other store used to be. It's not there no more. The gentleman passed away.
Iron Post.
Oh, the Iron Post.
Iron Post, yeah. And by the way, we did play the Blues Fest for Prairie Crossroads last year down there at Bunny's. Yeah, that was fun. That was a great time. And and you're right, Terry. Champaign-Urbana is and always has a great diverse music scene over there. And I mean, there's everything is there. And like me personally, I love the blues. I love rockabilly. I love jazz. I love bluegrass. And I mean, and I'm a '70s person. When it comes to rock and music, I grew up on the Foghat, the Montrose, the Zeppelin, the Sabbath, Ted Nugent. Rush, all those bands. So
all the cool bands.
But I am having a great time playing with the Wiseguys. We've been at it for probably about a little over 4 years now. We got DanJansen. He's He's in the band. He's a
Oh,
local guy.
Yes.
You guys know Dan, I'm sure.
let me just say
Oh,
this
yeah.
about
And
Dan. Let me say this about Dan real quick. I just want to interject this. Dan's is probably one of the most underrated musicians that we have in our music community. Would you say, Zach?
Yes, yes, I would agree
He
with that.
is
oh, absolutely.
a tremendous musician, just so gifted and skilled. But I just think he's highly underrated, and that's a shame, because that guy is he who's playing the guitar on that song that I began the podcast with.
Now that was Alex Jenkins and the Bombers. That was my brother Alex.
Alex on the guitar. Who plays
Yes,
the guitar in the Wiseguys?
that would be DanJansen and my brother Ben Jenkins.
Wow, just just amazing. And I do know the Wiseguys have been playing a lot. You'd played quite a bit, I think, this summer. But you mentioned like you're not from here. You're not from Champaign. Where are you from?
Over in Westville, which is the Danville area.
Oh, okay. There's a few places in Westville that's been having live music, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot. Several places. Yeah.
Yeah. And Danville,
It's
you
really
played.
opened up over here. I mean, a
Yeah,
lot.
I've noticed that. Yeah, I took note of that. Uh, and then
But
Danville,
you
you
know,
played.
but you know what, Terry? I don't mean to interrupt you, but
No, it's fine.
you know, it's pretty trendy over here, though. I mean, the majority of the people likes to hear the newer country, and like a lot of the Gen Xers and Boomers, and some of the millennials too. They still like the hair metal stuff. Um, Anything else is, it's still happening, but that is probably the biggest draws over here for those two genres of music.
Well,
One
what
thing I
would
really miss is the I Tavern had jams on the first Sunday of every month, and Shelley Nale was running those, and there was a lot of blues at those.
yeah,
Yeah, yes, yes.
that was really great. I mean,
Mhm.
you covered that. Oh, you always covered
Yeah,
that, Zach,
yeah.
and then you would bring it to everyone else, and we could see how great that was. And I got a question. We got 10 minutes, guys. So I have a question on why did they stop that?
There was some sort of something between Shelley and the I Tavern. I don't know the details of it, but
Okay.
some sort
And
of something happened.
didn't her dad
Hmm?
used to do that or play there?
Who?
Her dad,
Yeah,
Shelley's dad.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was Punky Ice, her dad, and he was a really well-known musician over here. And he was a big Delbert McClinton fan. That's what he really loved doing. He was a very, very good keyboard player and singer.
Um,
You,
Go ahead.
you know, I have, I try to go and see live music as much as I've got to meet a lot of players, uh, from going and watching them and playing at the same festival. Tommy Castro, Coco Montoya, Ted Benoit, uh, what was his name? Jerica Singleton. I think Zach, you might have remembered him. Uh, I mean, just several people. We're going to see ZZ Top this Friday down in Terre Haute. And what's sad is, and it's like I'm working on my own on my own solo CD actually. Like I mean, I had to bring in other players to play guitar, like I was saying earlier, Billy Galt, and I probably have my brother Ben. He's going to do some stuff, and I have a bass player, but I'll be doing all the vocals and the drum work on it. And I plan on that's been in the works for a while, but it's like things come up and this and that. But yeah, I'm working on that, and I want to come out with, that's my goal. That would be, if anything in my musical career, that would be one of my final goals I'd like to reach, and that's to release my own CD. At my age, I'm not ever going to be a rock star. When you get old, those dreams, they kind of go away with age. But I don't care because I love. I love the songwriting part of music so much. I mean, you got people. Yeah, I like the music part too, the instrumental part. People, like to dance to the drums, but I'm really more of a guy that's into the lyrics and the melody of the song. I think that's where the power of the message lies.
As a listener, those are the two things that I go for first.
Great.
That draws
That's
my
great.
attention. I am such a lyric person. If the lyrics are not there for me, then I'm like, okay, whatever. But if the lyrics punch me, I'm like, I'm in. Like I'm all the way in now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. So we don't have much time here, so we need to close this out. But send me details on this CD that you want to release. And also, where do you guys record it? Where'd you record at?
The Alex Jenkins and I recorded those first two CDs it was a studio in Tilton. It's not there anymore. Drew
Oh,
Hogue, you probably know Drew.
yeah.
Yeah.
From Big Guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
that
his
kid's
studio,
talented.
and he did the mixing and everything, but he closed the studio down. So but I still have my tracks. I plan on either going to Studio 301 Rick Sadowski. I know Rick.
Yeah.
And my brother Ben might be doing some mixing for me too.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Either way, either one is fantastic. Of course, we love Rick and his work. We listened to his recordings many times. He's done a lot of
He's great. He's
Yeah.
top notch.
Yeah, and I mean, he's all about it coming out with high quality and all of that. So with that being said, we really appreciate you being on our podcast. I do want to mention that we are sponsored by Homegrown KIO, which is on Sunday evenings at 7 to 8 p.m. And they play our local live music history in Champaign-Urbana and the bands that came from here. And also Corson Music, which is an actual brick and mortar store that's owned by a local musician, Dyke Corson, which is on University Avenue. Please go and support our local businesses and our local radio stations that provides airwaves to our local music and our local musicians. So thank you so much, Tim. We really appreciate you being on here. This will be published tomorrow, and we will add the links to your Facebook, your YouTube, and some photos that you sent me as well. So we appreciate
I want to thank you also for what you do for the music scene. It's fantastic. It's something that everyone needs. Every town should have. And I really thank you very much for what you do.
Yeah.
You and Zach both.
Yeah, and I just want to note too, also, you mentioned Prairie Crossroads Blues Society, and that's something that Zach is passionate about, and Zach's a huge part of. And I don't think we mentioned that enough on our page. Personally, we should mention that more because I think that's a huge organization. It's a big deal that they put that blues out there. They do the Blues Fest every summer, which is so, my God. I mean, I try to pop in there like as much as I can. And when I do, every time I do, I'm just like so blown away with that music. So blown away with the artists.
One important part I want to mention too with the Prairie Crossroads Blues Society is the blues in the school. That is a great concept, and I would encourage all blues societies to do that. I'm a substitute teacher. I mean, I teach all subjects K through 12, music, band, and stuff like that. And it's great for these kids. It's a great way to introduce them to music, also known as the blues, that invented some of the greatest music in the world.
Okay, on that note, real quick, I think we got like a few seconds, but what I had not heard of that, Zach. What is that?
Oh, we've had that program all along where we have various people go to schools and teach the kids something about the blues and its history.
That's awesome. I did not
Yeah.
know. I did not know that. Like you
Yeah.
need to post more, Zach. You need to post more of that kind of information on
I'll
our,
do that.
yeah. You are more than welcome to post any of that kind of stuff. Like you definitely need to do that. Well, it's been a great podcast with you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and sharing your music. And we appreciate it. Have a good night.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.